Hey everybody, it's Alleah. It's January 2nd, day 2 of me taking a look at an inspirational quote and doing a little bit of a discussion on whether it follows law of attraction principles. So I've got a quote here from Oprah Winfrey is number 2, and this is what it says. You've got to follow your passion. You've got to figure it out what it is you love, who you really are, and have the courage to do that. I believe that the only courage anybody ever needs is the courage to follow your own dreams. So we've all heard versions of this, right? Follow your passion and do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. But that's not always a helpful really tip to give somebody, right? Because what you're doing here is saying, likely you're talking to somebody who's having some troubles or are not following their passion, right? If I'm thriving and I'm talking to somebody else who's thriving, I'm saying things like, oh man, isn't it amazing to do what you love? Isn't it like incredible that I have this life? Isn't it just like crazy that law of attraction works? Don't you just feel so lucky you're like one of the few people who like was able to learn and understand this? That's what one person who's thriving sounds like to another person who's thriving. One person who's probably thriving, maybe thriving, talking to somebody who's not thriving, sounds like this. You've got to follow your passion. You need the courage to get up out of your chair and do something different. You've got to, go figure out what you love and go do it. And really, this quote and that kind of advice in general isn't following the law of attraction, because mostly it's shining your light again on something that is not there. The essence of this kind of talk is the essence of not having. You have to do this thing that you're not doing. You have to muster up this courage that you don't have. So really, for me, this quote doesn't really follow law of attraction. Of course, Oprah, I love her. And this was probably like 30 years ago. She said this offhandedly, out of context. Who knows? Oprah is so law of attraction these days, like I mentioned. So, but let's talk about how to be helpful, right? How to be helpful. The best way to help somebody is to be an example of a thriving individual and really wait for them to ask, how do you do it? And then you can kind of share this crazy stuff of vibrational work that you might do. So if I'm going to leave any advice, if I was in a situation where, somebody wants some help, if I'm talking to a client that I coach or a friend or a random person I meet at a restaurant or something, then it's really about, at the basis of all this, how do you learn to feel differently before there's any way to? If you're somebody who you don't know your passion, you don't have any courage, well, you can't just sit there and muster it up, maybe for a day or two, and then it goes away. We're talking about how do you make vibrational change, and that is about how can you start learning to feel different when nothing is changed. So if I'm sitting here kind of like bored or in neutrality or just, a little angry or just a little okay, and I want to be better wherever I am, then I need to learn how to sit back and move that vibration. And that could look like this. That could look like thinking about, what would it feel like to go out for a really good run? What would it feel like to have a job that I love? What would it feel like to, travel the world? What would it feel like to have so much money that you don't know what to do? And you can sit back and you can imagine, what would this actually feel like? And maybe you don't know, but it would feel really good. It would feel juicy. It would feel like freedom. It would feel like, you could just imagine what would this feel like if it was happening right now. And now, you only need to do this a couple seconds, 30 seconds, a minute. And before you know it, you are actually able to feel better without anything happening. And if you can feel better, now you're in a higher vibrational state. Now you want to have your ideas. Now you want to brainstorm what to do with your life or what to do with your afternoon or what to do for the next 15 minutes. Because if you're in a nasty state of, kind of being a little angry, any idea that you have is a bad idea, because any idea you have from that place of anger will get you more anger. So you have to say, when I am in a state that I don't like, do nothing other than try to figure out a way to feel better and then think about what to do. Anyways, that's my little rant and tip for the day. I hope you liked it. If you did, please subscribe. I'm going to be doing these things hopefully every day. So anyways, see you next time.